Good morning. It's Elizabeth Elenor and it's pause. So today we're talking about what are we talking about? I'm in the middle of a cleanse. We're talking about the inner mirror and meeting the one within. So let's get into it. I'm in the middle of a cleanse and today I'm actually feeling a little bit week. I'm on the 8th day. There I am, just making sure I'm live and all the things. I'm on the 8th day, and today I'm feeling a little bit weak in the body. I won't even go into it. It's been a bit of a ride. I haven't done a cleanse for ages, and one of the things that's really cool about cleansing is what it does is it clears all of the old, not just the toxins and the lower vibrational material things in your body, but it also works on clearing the old emotions, clearing the old identity, all of those things, if you're willing to go there. So today's day 9, actually. Today's day 9. And yeah, it's a bumpy road because, well, it's actually not that bumpy, but anyway, it's been a bit of a road. So let's start by pausing and closing our eyes and just getting back into the body. Even if you've just woken up, we can be in our mind. So let's just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just coming back into feeling the space within. And if you need to, even just thinking down into your feet, imagining yourself grounding, maybe even imagining roots coming down from your feet into the earth. And what that does is it helps your whole spirit to come back down into your body instead of being up here in your mind. It just brings it back down. And now you can access all parts of yourself, all your wisdom, knowledge, just feel how nice it feels to actually just be in a space of occupying your own body. And this is what we're going to be talking about today, is looking at the inner mirror and meeting the one within. Because a lot of people are in that process of discovering their spirit and their self, their soul's calling, and at the same time they're looking for a partner, right? They're looking for that true connection, that support and love and all of those things. And yet, without acknowledging your own spirit and your own internal guidance, you won't be able to trust yourself, and therefore that mirrors out into the community, out into the world, and out into a potential partner, right? So now, when you don't trust yourself, you've got this conflict inside, and that mirrors externally, right? So whenever you're second guessing your soul's whisper, right, whatever your internal guidance is, it's only very subtle. It's just this little whisper, and it can be drowned out by the noise of the mind, The mind has a lot more to say, right? The mind has a lot more to say and wants to be the one that's guiding you. And it's the one that's talking to you from the past. It's the one that's giving you the information based on what happened to you in the past, what your life used to be like, all of those things. And so when you're having that experience, then you're projecting out into the community, right? Out into others, into your friends, into your family, into someone that potentially is your partner. Instead of recognizing what their potential is, because you're an empty vessel, you've worked on yourself, you trust yourself, you've got this inner guidance, you've got this awareness of the relationship with your higher self. When you have that going on already, now you can you're attracting others that you can actually see them, instead of you're projecting information on them based on unconscious patterns from your childhood, right? Or from the past relationship, or whatever it might be. So when you refine that inner compass, when you really get to know who you are within, you really begin to trust your feelings, and you start recognizing the signs. Now, this is really important, guys, because we're walking into blindfolded. Some of us are lifting the blinds and going, what the F, right? But we are, already, we're halfway through, maybe not halfway through, but we are walking into a world that is going to be completely different. AI is taking over way faster than anyone ever thought. And if you're watching and you're being aware of what's going on, you'll see that they have concerns, because what's going to happen is it's going to implode on itself. Everyone's using AI, and where does AI get its information from? But from the community. So now the information that you're getting is just backwash, right? It's not not that it was ever original, but there's no creativity to it. So when we're watching any reels, when we're watching movies, when we're seeing content online, when we are some programs and courses that people are creating, all of these things are coming, like 80% of the population in business are already using AI for all of their content. And unfortunately, they are going to kill their business. But bringing this into the context of what we're talking about today, is you see things online. Often Tim and I will be just chilling out, and I might be playing Sudoku or something, and Tim's scrolling on his reels, and he'll show me something. I'm like, that's not real. It's AI. And if you don't have a really solid foundation with your intuition, if you don't have a deep relationship with what's right and wrong internally, it's going to be very tricky to know what the signs are when I mean, it's been like that, right? I don't know how many women I know from the past, not so much now. I don't tend to have those circles anymore, but from the past, feeling like their partner was cheating on them or there was something going on, and like they just didn't know because the feeling was there, but they were second guessing the feeling. And this brings me to the story of, one of the very first times I really deeply, truly decided to listen to my intuition was I was hanging out with this guy. He was living, on and off at my house. And I'd gone to do a massage. And I came back to the house and he had to go he had to leave and I had to drive him there. And I was saving up. I was a single mum and I was saving up to do a baby massage course, right? And it meant that I had to travel, so it was airfares, it was the certification, the course that I had to pay for, all of these things, right? So whenever I had spare money, I had this glass jar on top of the fridge that said baby massage on it, and I'd put money in it. And being me, didn't know how much money was in there, just threw money in there, was just creating. And I walked into the house and I was late. And I said, quick, get in the car. I'll just go to the loo, grab a drink, and then I'll be back. I'll jump into the car. So went to the loo, went into the kitchen, because it was on the fridge, right? And walked past this jar and just had this feeling that he had just taken money out of it. And there was nothing more than this feeling. There was no physical way I could tell whether he actually took money out of it or not. But I'd had moments before where there was things that I was questioning. So when I got in the car, I questioned him about it. And he just started the whole way up the range for about half an hour. He berated me about how could I think that he could take money from a single mum. How could I think so lowly of him, blah, 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 blah. And I started listening. But then he got out of the car and I drove back and I really deeply felt into it. And I went, you know what? Even if I'm wrong, I have to listen to my intuition this time. And I did. I listened, I rang him up and I said, you know what, I've got no physical evidence. I'm so sorry, but you can't be in my life, blah, 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 blah. And I ended the relationship. About a week later, I got a letter in the mail saying, I don't know how you worked it out, but yes, I did take that money and I'm so sorry. And it's one of those things, I'd love to say that I have never second guessed my intuition ever since. But, the unconscious patterns can be very tricky. And it's constantly this process. But you've got to start somewhere. You've got to recognize what your intuition is and start having a relationship with it. And so when you have that ability to really tap into that part of yourself, you've got an increased ability to self-regulate your emotions as well. Because when you have a relationship internally, then whatever's going on externally comes back here and you recognize how you feel and you start working on that, right? Why am I feeling this way? What's going on for me? What are the things that my intuition is telling me, right? And you actually take action on it. I have people tell me all the time, I'm pretty sure I'm intuitive, but I actually don't take action on it. And this is where the work is. And you can go and look online everywhere, and everyone's telling you, I've got the Band-Aid, I've got the secret cure, and it's really easy. And I can tell you recoding is very fast, and it's super easy, but it doesn't mean you don't have to do the work. I've been doing this for 28 years, and there's work involved, right? It means doing the hard things. It means staying in the intention of being the 1% that's wanting to wake up more and more and more, go to a higher level, live my potential, live my dreams, focus on what I want to create and not what I don't. Doing the hard things of having to let go sometimes of relationships because they're out of alignment, and I'm past people pleasing. I'm past lowering my vibration to satisfy others. And so making the choice to choose you, that's when you start really deeply understanding yourself. That's when you start really tuning in and aligning with those that are ready to be in your space, because you have self-authority, you have confidence, you've got self-assurance, you truly have self-love. All of those things radiate out. And when you've got those things, now you're attracting the same type of people, right? You're attracting people that have got integrity. You're attracting people that have got confidence and self-assurance and self-love. And because when you've got self-love, you then have enough of your cup is full, and you're of service, right? And you're serving others, just like what I'm doing right now. So this is all about the courage to release what's not aligned in love, and to let go of unavailable love as well, right? That's a big one for women, is that we're in that place of trying to get someone to love us, to have self-validation through external validation from somebody else. Because, I know for myself, I had a really challenging childhood where my mum didn't know how to love me. And she was doing it tough. She was doing it tough in life, and she didn't know what was going on. I remember very distinctly when I was older, seeing the little girl inside who was still trying to work it out herself. And that was one of the, there was another layer of healing that came between us when I really saw that she was struggling to understand life. But growing up as a little girl, that was really hard, not being loved, feeling neglected emotionally, physically as well. She worked all the time, and not having that approval, like constantly being told you're not good enough, or why are you wearing that, or that doesn't look, don't eat that, blah 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 blah. I had to be perfect. I'd love for you to put in the comments or give me a thumbs up if any of that relates, because I know a lot of us women have had that same experience. So all of these things just need to be cleaned up, right? All of these parts of ourselves need to be cleaned up to really connect and understand who we are inside, so that we have the courage to be authentic and to really truly live. Authentic is a word that's thrown around so much, and it's a constant process, right, of becoming and understanding and being, as I said before, being prepared to do the things that most people won't. And that is making the hard decisions to choose you above everyone else, to really deeply relate to your intuition and to take action on what you're being told, to feel into what's right for you and make that your top priority. really to build the relationship between you and, you know, your God, your goddess, your higher self, whatever language you want to use. This is your top priority. This is your first relationship. Then comes your relationship with yourself and the world, you know, your relationship with others and potentially a partner. All of those things have to be, you know, order of operations, right? It's so important to have a relationship with your higher self first, because that part of you knows your full potential, knows all of you, knows your lineage, knows your Akashic records. All of those things are lined up. And that's why you want to, you know, we are just a small fragment of the whole. And so when we are taking ownership of that relationship first, that's when we can find ourselves, and that's when we build beautiful relationships. So I want to share, there's two things that I want to share as offerings today that, you know, to support. One of them is that I've started the monthly mixes again. We've got one this month, and instead of having a different theme each month, we're going to have a different topic. And so every month it's going to be the Peacemaker Ascension portal. So it's a portal for us to access information and really tap into that connection, right? Our higher selves, so that we're, you know, moving forward, we're finding more clarity within, because the world outside is really going to change very short. I mean, it's changing very fast, but, you know, it's not just a luxury to be connected to your higher self. It is a necessity these days. The world's going to change so fast that you need to know what's right for you internally, and you need to act on it. So that's what our theme is. We really want to work on that. So that's why every month is going to be the Peacemaker Ascension portal, and through that portal we're going to have a different topic. So today, this month's topic is really about looking within and releasing old cycles. You know, there's cycles, there's seasons, reasons, and lifetimes where we have particular cycles, and those cycles come and go. So we're going to be talking about relationships, and whether there's a relationship, maybe a relationship that you've already had that's completed, that you need to do an energetic completion with, or there's a relationship that you're hanging on to, maybe a friendship, it could be any type of relationship that you're holding on to that is not serving you, and we're going to do a bit of an audit and look, right? And it's all about these completions and cycles. So that's the first one we're having in July. So if you're interested and want to find out a little bit more, we've got a landing page that you can check out. So just put in Peacemaker and we will send you the link for that. If you're someone that wants to do some work on yourself and really connect with your higher self and your wisdom before you move into having a relationship, or you're wanting to call in a beautiful soulmate, then I want to share with you that we still have our Calling in the One. It's now a self-paced course. So Calling in the One, it's a 3-month course, so 12 weeks. And basically we go through step by step how to really deeply get to know yourself and call in a divine partner, like I did with Tim, going to the beach, meeting him at the beach. We were the only two there. My last name, my maiden name, used to be Payne, P-A-Y-N-E, and his last name is Makepeace. And so when you're really deeply connected to your intuition and to the universe, these are the things that happen because you're not separate, right? This is what happens in fifth dimension in unity consciousness. And so really it's that deep understanding of yourself. What we do in Calling in the One, I think it's like $97. I've made it super cheap because it's self-regulated. You get it, you've got it for forever. But what we do is you have the opportunity of, you get to a certain point and then you can have a call with me, and we will sit down and look at your dating profile. If that's where you're at and you're on dating apps, we'll look at your dating profile and make sure that it's aligned with you energetically, so that you're calling in exactly who it is that your soul is ready for, right? So we do it like a message statement for business, but it's actually for your soul. So intuitively guided, looking at who you are and really tapping into all of your potential, what it is that you want to focus on, what it is that you want to create, and making that into a beautiful profile. So if you're someone that's interested in Calling in the One, just put one into the or put love into the comments, and we will send you the link so that you can go and check that out. There's more information on the landing page as well. So I did pretty well, considering I'm detoxing and not feeling 100%. It's been a real journey on this Facebook group, and one of the things that I really want to, what I want to do to serve in this group is to really support women to find themselves, to really find their magic, to understand who they are, so many women are seeking more information, seeking how to get to that next level, and that's what I want to do to serve. 28 years in, since I spiritually woke up, I have seen a lot of stuff. I've had a lot of magic. I've done a lot of things. I've seen the shadow side. I've been in the shadow side. I've seen the light. I've had crazy experiences, and I've dealt with a lot of clients with all sorts of stuff, and being able to support them to navigate through things. And so, and grown and learnt myself as I went through that process. So, I really want to serve at the highest possible level in this group, to make this one of those hubs that you can come to for higher understanding, higher information, as the rest of the world crumbles into the crap of the AI, right, and becomes very neutral, no emotional content, and very generic, right? When people are using AI, there's no transformational stories, right? I like to share my transformational stories so that you can see I've got the results. If you're looking for someone as a coach or a mentor, I've got the results that people want, so that that you can, you're not walking into a course or a one-on-one coaching with someone that has been using AI and doesn't have the results that they say that they've got, right? There's so many coaches out there that are selling stuff that don't have the results themselves, right? They're selling it because it's the latest thing, right? And I'm like, how can you sell that? How can you guide someone when you haven't been through the journey of the dark side of it, the shadow side of it, into the light yourself? Like, it just won't work. And so we're going to see a lot of people falling off, and I want this place, this group, to be somewhere that's going to elevate you, support you to find the truth, to seek your own internal validation and your own internal wisdom. So give me a love heart if that's something that you're interested in. Put a, go in and check the notifications, and make sure that you're getting the notifications so that you're filling your feed up with good, positive stuff instead of some of the crap that's coming out at the moment. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day and your week, and I will catch you next Tuesday. Mwah!